Hello, Boonatics! We're back in the Booney bin, and we're out in the desert again at the LTVA La Posa North. It's after the season. I'll explain that shortly. Well, lots happened, and it wasn't all bad. Actually, it was pretty good. The guy I was with supposedly had a ranch and all this other stuff. Well, it was a lie. It was all a lie. And my boondocking experience saved me. Okay? A lot of women, when they get stuck with these narcissists and these liars, they feel trapped. They're afraid to leave. They have no idea what they're going to do. And their abuser convinces them that they can't do anything without the abuser. And, I knew right off the bat that that was wrong. So, anything he didn't think I should have, he took it and burned it. He tried to get my nursing licenses and stuff, but, I was able to get those back pretty quick. I just had to send in for them. That's all. He didn't want me studying my EMT certification. He didn't think I needed that. And he burnt all the pillows that I had in my bus because he didn't think I needed them. Oh my gosh, he had said that he had no problem with me traveling. Well, it turns out he did have a problem with it. A big problem with it. And I was gone to California at the hot springs for about a month for my shoulder to get some mineral water on it and soak in the hot springs, which helped immensely. It really helped a lot. My shoulder is all good now. I did have fun working with the horses. They were pretty neglected when I got there. Ribs were showing. They obviously hadn't been exercised or even groomed. The mare there, not a mare, I guess she's a filly. But anyway, the girl had a mat the size of a basketball in her mane. It took me 2 weeks and a bottle of hair conditioner to get that out. So I got her cleaned up. The other horse, he was letting them both eat off the ground in their own manure, just throwing the hay over the fence, and that was it. So the other one, the gelding, he had perpetual diarrhea, and I had to keep cleaning that up to keep him clean. And so, Bud got all upset that I was paying attention to the horses and to nothing else. Well, he had told me that there was a ranch house that he was building and all kinds of good stuff, and, we could finish it up together, and, that would be fun. Well, I got there, and it was a 1940s camper that was, well, let's be kind and say it was dilapidated. The filth inside, well, my allergies went into overdrive. I was using medication twice a day, and I was only supposed to be using it once. But my allergies were so bad in there, and I just couldn't take it. Well, come to find out, he expected me to come in, clean the house, and build it, as well as buying materials. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. That doesn't sound right. So, needless to say, I didn't do that. That wasn't our agreement. That wasn't what I had planned on. And no, it just wasn't going to happen. So, he got drunk. And that had been my big boundary. When you're dealing with a narcissist, it's very important to have boundaries. And be prepared, because they will cross them, just to see if they can. That's what he did. He comes out and he goes, I know everything about you, but you don't even know my birthday. What the hell? So I'm like, you're drunk. No, I'm not. I'm staring right at him. Come on, really? So, yeah, he's drunk. I said, well, I don't think I want to talk to you right now. So I got in my bus, started it up, and I drove away. Way away. And so then he sends me texts, all this stuff, don't ever come back, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no problem. You know, that's my boundary. You cross it, no more chances. So I got my stuff out of there. It's in a regular storage unit again out here in Arizona. And yeah, I am back to nomad life, and I couldn't be happier. I can watch what I want on TV. You know, I can walk around, do whatever I want. I don't have to feel like anybody's watching me or judging me. Nobody's peeking in my windows. Nobody's breaking in my door with his hand to unlock it. It's just, it's wonderful, wonderful. So if you're dealing with a narcissist, and this is men as well as women. You know, women can be narcissists. Why not? You know, it's just a part of a mental illness. And, you know, I just happened to luck on one that wasn't only a narcissist, he was a drunk narcissist, an alcoholic, to the point where he blacked out. And it wasn't good. So, you know, there are ways. And you don't have to stay with that. I know it's scary. I mean, this is not the first narcissist I've had in my life, and it better be the last, because I'm not doing this anymore. I'm building my own thing, and I have ideas. Anyway, those of you who know me are saying, oh no, what now? But believe me, it's all right. But you have to be prepared for this. And he was so textbook that I'm actually going to, you know, see about writing a little book, because our texts alone, you know, tell the whole story. And he just went, you know, from lying to love bombing to lying to manipulating to love bombing, and it just went on and on and on. And so, and I have all these texts to prove it. And he even got mad when one of my girlfriends, my dear friend Anna, hi Anna, texted him and told him how upset she was with how he had treated me. He texts me and says, is nothing sacred to you? Let me tell you, male or female, abuse is not sacred. Abuse should be let out in the open, because that's how they survive. That's how they continue the abuse. It's kept secret. It should not be secret. Let everybody know. Hey, you know, see this? He hit me. See it? You know, I'm leaving because he is always verbally abusing me. He took all my money. He took all my stuff. You know, let everybody know. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm telling you, the ability to be out on my own and boondock, living in a bus, saved my butt. Okay? There is the mess that I walked into. He didn't even have a toilet. No toilet, no running water, no electricity. And I had more in my bin than he had in his house. Picture that. I mean, you know, I know that it's pretty nice in there. I've got everything I need. I have it set up the way I want it. But, you know, you have to be able, if you're living in a house, if that's what you want to call that dump. If you're living in a house, you should at least have a toilet, running water, and a place to sleep. He didn't even have a bed. You know, you'd think in a house you would have a bed. A tent, okay, you know, maybe not. And that's okay. But the point is, he told me all this stuff. And the other point is, I believed it. So, you know, that's another lesson learned, and that's all right. But I'm telling you, the ability to get out on your own, to be able to survive, and move on. It's a way to heal. And that's what I'm doing right now, although it didn't take me very long because, whoops, I'm sorry, fell off my knee. It didn't take me very long because I was with my friend, Arme. Hey, Arme. And she was with me, and she says, you know, Ione, you've got a gold mine here. I said, what do you mean? She says, he's a narcissist. I said, well, yeah, but what's a gold mine? And she goes, all of these texts. I said, yeah, but, you know, he's nasty, and it upsets me. She said, don't let it upset you. So she started sending me all this stuff on narcissists on Facebook, you know, the reels and TikTok and that sort of thing. And I'm like, holy cow. So I just stopped reacting to him. Oh, well, that was something, wasn't it? Just stop reacting. You know, he'd say something nasty and say, man, whatever helps you sleep at night, you know? Or, you know, oh, okay. Yep. Oh, that's how you feel. All right, that's fine. Nothing. Then he says, your meds aren't working. You have no emotions. I have emotions. I'm just not feeding them to you. It was a beautiful thing, people. A beautiful thing. To just see him kind of implode. And, you know, he was telling me, oh, people are telling me all kinds of things about you. And I just stuck to my guns, you know, and I knew, you know, that you were a good person, but then I found out that you're not. Nobody really knows me out here. They know of me. You know, they might see me on my channel. They know of me. But, you know, nobody's really around to see really what I do. And I don't do anything bad. I'm not a thief. I'm not a liar. You know, I'm smart. And he just can't stand that. So he's got to make stuff up like I am, you know, a bad person. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Boondocking, yeah, saved my life. So, if you're afraid to leave, just think about it. How can you get out, not rely on anyone except yourself? That's the one person that you can rely on, is yourself. And once you do that, you too will have the power, and it is power. You'll have the power to take down that narcissist and laugh. I pulled a pretty nasty trick on my way out, but you know, yeah, well, I'm not going to say anything about what I did because it's still working. And I don't want it to get back to him. So, yeah. But it it gives me a chuckle every time I think about it. And people ask me about it, you know, my friends who know what I did. You know, they're asking, you know, well, you know, is it resolved yet? No. Because I know as soon as it's discovered, he is going to text me some really nasty stuff again. And everybody's just waiting for that. They're just kind of like you know, all right, come on, what's he going to say now? So, yeah, when he discovers it, I'll let you know what I did. But, yeah, you can make leaving a narcissist fun. You really can. So, yeah, me and Jelly, we're out here. We're waiting to go back to Pennsylvania. I got to get a new debit card. And as soon as that comes in, we're heading back to Pennsylvania. So it's going to be, yeah, Booney been on the go. And we'll talk to you later. So see you later. Bye.